I read 71 business books and have taken the best ideas from them and turned them into simple steps that you can actually use to change your financial future. In this video, I'm going to share 3 big principles that can help you grow wealth, think about money in a smarter way, and use your own unique skills so you can reach financial freedom. We'll go over 3 sections: how to create assets, how to create a money mindset that works for you, and how to package and share your unique value so that people want it. If you're tired of the 9-to-5 corporate grind, then this video is for you. The most important lesson in business is that you want to invest in assets and not just income. Assets are important because they'll make money while you sleep, while your income is just trading your time for money. At your 9-to-5 job, if you're not there, then you will no longer get paid. The Millionaire Fastlane calls this the escaping the time for money trap. And so by either investing in assets or building an asset or a business that'll make money when you sleep, then you will be able to ultimately detach your time from the amount of money that you make. And if you can generate enough value or invest in assets that will generate value, then over a long enough period of time, you should see those returns and make more money. The Intelligent Investor by Ben Graham talks about how compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. And by investing in high quality assets and generating positive returns over a long period of time will compound into making extraordinary wealth. The human mind is not capable of understanding what a 7 to 10% return is over the period of several decades. So there's 2 ways that you can start building assets. Number 1 is investing in high quality stocks or ETFs and letting compound interest accrue to your benefit over a long period of time. The second way is to focus on building your own company and hiring a team that'll be able to help manage the business when you're not there, and the company will still make money while you're overseas so that you can come back and keep running the business. What you want to do is focus on building a high quality team so that when you go on vacation for a month, you will continue to make money and the whole business will not fall apart. And so when you're building your business, what you want to do is focus on building the asset and not just doing the work. You want to bring in a team that can do the work for you, because as an entrepreneur, you need to change your mindset from being the one that does the work in order to get paid. That's your time for money trap. And becoming the organizing force that will get people together to execute on the vision that you have so that you can create value and really leverage your time so that you can create as much value as possible without being the one that does the work. When it comes to building assets, having several assets will diversify your losses, but it's also going to diversify your gains. And so what you should do is make concentrated bets in what you believe is going to grow over a long period of time. If you invest all of your time and money into one asset, you are risking that asset not working out or collapsing, and then you have all your eggs in one basket. What you want to do is make concentrated bets across a few assets that you think will perform over the long term so that if any one asset goes to zero, you still have other investments that will be able to still make you money over the long term. But it's important to realize that whenever you diversify, you're diversifying your losses, but also you're diversifying your gains. And so when it comes to picking your pool of assets that you want to commit your time and money into, at first you really need to make sure to have high conviction in what it is that you're investing in and want to dedicate your time to, so that if you put 100% of your time and effort into building something, then that will give it the force that it needs to really grow, and that will give it the time and effort that it really needs so that it can grow and take off. Making money is very much a mental game, and it's about making the right decisions consistently over a long period of time. But it's important to understand that everybody's relationship with money is going to be different. And in The Psychology of Money, the book breaks down how everyone's relationship with money really stems back to how they were raised and what money habits were like in their home. If you grew up in a household where money was tight, then you're more likely to save every dollar that you can because you want to be protected, because you know what happens when there's not enough money left over. Versus someone who grows up with a lot of money might see money more abundantly as something that they can spend freely as long as you're responsible and invest in yourself, because they know that long term those habits are going to increase their earnings potential so that they can make more money. It's important to understand that whatever your relationship is, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just important to peel back the onion a layer and try to understand why it is that you approach money the way that you do, and just observe those behaviors and recognize them so that you can make adjustments over a long period of time, because it's just important to have a plan. Remember, a plan is always better than having no plan. And the wealthiest people in the world know that by building a plan and executing on that over a long period of time and adjusting your lifestyle is how you're going to end up looking back one day and understanding that you were making the right decisions. People who are wealthy relentlessly invest in themselves and focus on learning. They understand that you need to live within your means. That's first and foremost. But with extra dollars, by investing that in yourself, what you're going to be doing is increasing your earnings potential. And whether that be working at your current 9-to-5 job or eventually venturing out and starting something new, the people who are wealthiest always see every one of their dollars as an investment, and they see themselves as that number one investment. So instead of putting their money in the S&P 500, they would put it in the SNME 500, is what Alex Hormozi calls it. By taking dollars that you could spend frivolously and instead investing them in yourself, in any one year, you might not see significant returns from that, but over a long period of time, compound interest is going to do its thing. And by continuously investing in yourself over a period of 3 to 5 years, you're going to be miles ahead of where you were originally. It's important to understand that on the wealth journey, it makes no sense to compare yourself to anybody else because you don't know what their relationship is with money. So if you think that everyone else has more money than you because they're living some extravagant lifestyle or going on these trips, you need to understand that they might not have that money in the first place. They could have inherited it. They might be in crippling credit card debt. You just don't know. And it's something that people are so private about all the time that it's not something that people talk about. And if they do talk about it, more than likely they're not telling the truth about it. So the only person that you can compare yourself against on your journey towards wealth and financial independence is who you were yesterday. And so take note of where it is that you are today and know that you can't make any changes for anything that you did in the past. All you can do is move forward. And so the person that you should be comparing yourself 1 year from now is against who you are today. If you decide to go into the world of entrepreneurship, it is important to validate and market your unique value. In the book, The Unfair Advantage, the author talks about how we all have unfair advantages that will be difficult or impossible for anyone else to replicate. And so when we're looking to build a business, we should really lean into what that unfair advantage is. So if you have experience as a doctor or a nurse, you probably have a lot more experience in the healthcare industry than someone who is a teacher. And so when it comes to starting a business, you should lean into where you already have years worth of experience because you'll be able to fend off competition that way. And so I recommend that you spend some time thinking about what set of skills you have or can do that most other people can't, and then start to think about business ideas through that lens. In $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi, he talks about how you can build a business by solving for one of the 3 P's. Number 1 is pain. If a customer has a certain pain that you can then go ahead and solve and alleviate, that's a potential business idea. The second one is passion. So if you are passionate about something, then you should explore that just because you're interested in it. And if there aren't a lot of other people who are as passionate as you, then you can create solutions and have the advantage of being able to work harder on it because there aren't as many people who are as passionate about whatever topic it is as you. And then the third one is profession, which is the easiest way to go through the route of entrepreneurship. So if you are doing a job working as a consultant, then you can quit your job as a consultant where someone is already paying you money in exchange for your time, and then you can take those skills and turn around and sell it in the open marketplace. And so that's the easiest way to get into entrepreneurship. But if you've spent your life trying to get out of a certain job, just doing that for yourself probably won't alleviate a lot of the concern. But regardless, it will teach you how to sell and is probably the quickest way that you can make money to go out and sell business. When you get to the point where you want to actually build a product that you can sell, do not spend all your money building the product and then just try and figure out how to sell it. What you want to do instead is validate that there's demand for the product in the first place. place. And so in .com Secrets, they talk about how you can make a landing page, and a landing page will cost almost nothing for you to make one page to mock up what a potential product could look like and just have a checkout box. Then you can run a targeted advertising campaign through influencers, Google Ads, whatever it is, just couple $1,000s to see if you can get anybody to buy your product in the first place. And if you can't, then you don't spend the tens of thousands of dollars to make the product. You go to the next business idea. So it's really important to validate that you have demand before you go ahead and sell the product. The best entrepreneurs in the world are masters at validating their product. Elon Musk, when he wanted to make the Cybertruck 3 years in advance, came up with the idea and tried marketing whether or not there was demand for it. What he did was he went to see if he could get people to put in a $100 deposit just to be on the wait list. Now, the product was not going to be available for 3 years, but he got 1 million people to sign up to put a $100 deposit down for the product. And then that $100 million was then used to go out and actually finance and build the product. And so the important takeaway here is you need to start thinking like an entrepreneur and try to separate the thinking of trading your time for money and start to think as an entrepreneur as the type of person who will organize the forces necessary in order to bring a product to life into the market. And by doing that, you will be able to separate your time from money and create value so that you can make money when you sleep and then ultimately achieve financial freedom. And so even if entrepreneurship isn't for you, I think it's really important to read as much about finances and the business world as you can, because every book and every perspective is going to give you a little bit of a different insight into what's possible. And by really spending time wrestling with all of the best minds in the world who have previously thought about financial freedom, you'll be able to arrange a plan that works for you so that you can pursue your own version of financial freedom.